Pistol red dots have been a growing trend for the past few years, and for good reason. The ability to use a red dot instead of iron sights makes pistol shooting and target identification much easier. But there's one major barrier to pistol red dots: cost. Compared to rifle optics, even budget pistol optics can be fairly expensive. For those wanting to try a red dot on a pistol without spending a significant amount, this can be a barrier to entry. And cheaper pistol optics are usually clones of more expensive ones, and are often very low quality. Enter Victoptics, a division of the company Victoptics that makes products intended for airsoft use. I've used this Victoptics LPVO for about a year now, and it's held zero with no issues. So when I found out Victoptics makes a pistol optic, I was intrigued. The Victoptics V3 is a pistol red dot that retails for $59. Now, full disclosure, Victoptics sent me this optic for free. Immediately, the Victoptics V3 has a lot of features I like. The optic uses the very popular RMR footprint, so it's very easy to find optic mounting plates. It uses a single CR2032 battery that's installed under the dot. To replace the battery, you'll need to remove the entire optic. I prefer having an external battery tray so the optic doesn't need to be removed for battery replacements, but it's not the end of the world. Zero adjustments are done with a small flathead screwdriver, which comes with the optic. To lock the screws after zeroing, there are 2 additional screws at the back of the optic that can be tightened. My only complaint is that I wish there were audible clicks when adjusting zero. The V3 also comes with a rail mount. It's alright, but it tightens using a very thin Allen screw. I wish they would have used something thicker, like a Torx screw. But of course, I didn't intend to use this dot on a rifle. I wanted to mount it on a pistol. So that's exactly what I did. I shot through this optic a good amount, about 1,000 rounds, and I've dry fired it more times than I care to remember. So, what do I think? The first thing to note is that the glass is alright. There's a faint blue tint with some distortion at the edges. Up close, it won't matter too much, but it could affect your accuracy at further distances. In practice, I haven't found this to be an issue. The dot has 6 levels of brightness adjustment. While it's easy enough to turn the brightness up to see it on a sunny day, I think there's a lack of options in the lower settings. Indoors, the dot sometimes appears to be too dim or too bright. If there was one additional setting between the lowest and second lowest brightness setting, that would make fine-tuning the dot that much better. There's only one button on the red dot, so you'll need to cycle through all the brightness levels if you miss the one you want. But with all that said, the dot is daylight bright, and is visible under direct sunlight. I mounted the dot initially on an Army Armament Glock with a rear sight RMR mount. Then, I switched it to a Tokyo Marui Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS with an aftermarket Bomber RMR plate. I chose the Tokyo Marui because it has some of the hardest recoil of any airsoft pistol on the market. And after about 1,000 rounds, the dot has held zero. This isn't a given with all airsoft optics, so I'm glad the Victoptics V3 has been able to handle it. Coupling the dot with a capable platform like the TM, I've been able to make hits without issue. Now, there's one final thing to note. You may have noticed this gray stuff on the dot. Well, this isn't how it comes out of the box. I had JB welded a Lexan protector to the dot, but had to remove it to mount it because it wouldn't fit on the Glock otherwise. I would have really liked it if the optic had come with a kill flash or some other kind of lens protector out of the box. In Airsoft, it's very likely for an optic to get hit by BBs, and if it's unprotected, that can destroy the optic instantly. In my opinion, if you're going to market an optic for airsofters, it should come with some kind of lens protector. So to sum up, the pros of the Victoptics V3: are that it holds 0 on airsoft guns, uses the common RMR footprint, uses common CR2032 batteries, and is daylight bright. The cons are that it could use more brightness settings to fine-tune dot size in lower light environments. Changing batteries requires the removal of the entire optic. There is some minor distortion in the glass, and it does not come with a lens protector out of the box. So, do I recommend the Victoptics V3? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a duty optic that can withstand extreme abuse, I would consider other options. Where I see this optic being very useful is for those who are thinking about transitioning to a pistol optic, but aren't sure if they want to spend over $600 for a pistol optic yet. The Victoptics V3 is a great introduction to pistol optics. You'll be able to learn the basics on this dot. Whether through dry fire or airsoft, the V3 is, at the end of the day, a red dot. So practicing how to draw, finding your dot, and shooting are all skills you can train with the V3. So if you're curious about entering the pistol optic world, or an avid airsofter who wants to upgrade your pistol with an optic, give this red dot a try. Make no mistake, an optic on a pistol is an upgrade, and a Victoptics V3 is a great first step in that direction. If you're looking to buy one yourself, you're in luck. Use coupon code CivilianUseOnly10 on the Victoptics website for 10% off. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.